and season high 58% from three. Questions for the student athletes?
Mika, coming off of kind of a little bit of a rough stretch, playing really well tonight, just the whole team in general. Do you have an explanation for, the team kind of going through those different walls and then surges and why tonight maybe worked out better for you guys?
Yeah, just getting back to work and practice, and just figuring out what our weaknesses are. I'll just say, as a team, when we play together as a unit, we're elite. And then when we drop back to our habits, as they show, and then we fall short. But just sticking to what Coach Miller's saying and just going into the game with the winning mentality.
It's sometimes better to have a quick turnaround after a loss where you don't really have time to think about it. You got somebody coming in 48 hours.
Right. Just rest, and just really focusing what Coach Miller telling us to do, but just rest and just focus.
Mason, is it easier for you sometimes to you can't dwell on the loss?
Sure.
You have to move forward.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you want. Like obviously that Memphis one sits with us for as long as we don't play another one. So the quicker we play another one, can kind of get that bitter taste out of our mouth. I think it's a good thing.
What's it like when things get rolling like that? In the first half, you guys hit 7 of your first 8 threes. Did it feel like everybody's just throwing it in the ocean?
Right. Just seeing them shots go on the rim give us more confidence on the defensive end as well. But just as a team, when we're rolling like that, I feel like no one could mess with us in the conference.
Mason, obviously you guys shot well from three, but it seemed like a little bit more emphasis to work inside. Abdul seemed a little bit more offensive minded. Odie got a little bit down the block. Were you guys trying to play through the post more?
I don't think consciously, but I think just it's something we've kind of emphasized in practice, and so obviously sometimes that translates into games. And we've been telling Abdul's really good on the defense end, and I think he sometimes defers to us, which is a good thing sometimes. But we tell him he's got to get his sometimes too, and the more he does that, it opens things up for everybody else.
Mason, how did having Dew back in that paint change things for you guys defensively?
For sure, I think just his presence, he makes it known every day. Since day one, that's kind of been his thing, and so he's one of the best in the country for a reason in the paint, and I think he showed that tonight. So it helps us a lot to be able to pressure the ball, get up in people.
Wichita State obviously went to a 2-3 zone at one point to start the second half after that late run to end the first half. Is there anything you guys saw schematically late in that run? Because right when they switched, you guys went and attacked the rim and they immediately switched back to man. Was that something you guys saw? What kind of looks were they throwing at you guys?
I think we just try to not get too far away from what we're trying to do, stay aggressive, and then obviously they try to throw something different at us and they have to get out of it right away. So I think, whatever we were doing worked, and I think, that's just Coach Miller's emphasis is to stay aggressive even if they switch it up.
What was working so well with the ball movement tonight, both you guys? It seemed like it was just pinging all around. Abdul was working well at the top of the key, moving the ball. It was just a nice flowing offense out there throughout the whole 40 minutes.
Like Mason said, Coach Miller just wants us to be ourselves, just play our game, and just be aggressive. And if you do your job, the ball is gonna find you. But just stay aggressive and just move it, and the ball's gonna come back to you.
Mika, looking ahead to Temple, you guys lost a close one at their place early this year. What has to happen in that game differently for you guys to come away with the win?
I'll say we got to come out and punch first, and just stay aggressive like tonight we were, and just guard and defend. Cause when we defend, like I said, we're one of the best defensive teams in the country. So I just say just really defend them.
Mason, you guys got way ahead and they kind of made that push. What was the message at halftime? You guys seemed to come out and bounce back pretty quick.
Yeah, I think just the fact that there's ebbs and flows throughout games, and the fact that basketball's a game of runs. And so obviously we got hot and then they got hot. It's not gonna be that lopsided all game, and we knew that. And so just to kind of bounce back in the second half and get back to guarding, I think was probably the main message in the locker room. And then offensive end would take care of itself.
What's he usually like in the locker room? Is he fiery? Is he calm?
Usually calm, to be honest. That's one thing I think we can appreciate about him, is the fact that he stays pretty level-headed through everything until the very end of the game. And then obviously, if it doesn't go well, he's going to get on us. But I think he does a really good job at staying even keel, not getting too high, too low. And it kind of just gives us that calm nature too.
Over the last couple of weeks, David and Jeremiah have carried a lot of the load offensively. Was it important to have a night where maybe everybody else kind of showed, we got this?
For sure, I think it helps when you can kind of spread the scoring around. And obviously Dave and Jeremiah have been really good, and that's good for our team, but we can't rely on them every day because it's not fair to them, you know. And so to be able to for everyone, like I'm looking down the scoring sheet and it's pretty even across the board, and so obviously that gives people confidence going into future games, as well as just not having to rely on those guys too heavily.
2 more for the players.
Is there anything just coming right off this game that you guys can bottle up in terms of that 3-point success, that ball movement that you can carry into Sunday? It's another quick turnaround, and it's another time for you guys to flush another game and get right back into it on Sunday.
Yeah, just get back to work. That's like the main thing. Get back to work, get back to our habits, and just listen to whatever Coach Miller telling us, and just keep in our mind to just win, keep the win mentality.
Any other questions? Thanks, guys.
Sir, thank you.
Coach